Have you ever pondered the importance of hemoglobin in our bodies and how its mutations can affect us? Hemoglobin, a crucial protein in our red blood cells, carries oxygen from the lungs to the rest of the body. But what happens when it mutates and changes? Hemoglobin mutations can result in variants within a single species. Although one sequence is typically most common in each species, several mutations may occur, some harmless, others leading to a group of hereditary diseases known as hemoglobinopathies. The best-known hemoglobinopathy is sickle cell disease, the first human disease understood at the molecular level. A mostly separate set of diseases, called thalassemias, involves underproduction of normal and sometimes abnormal hemoglobins due to problems and mutations in globin gene regulation. All these diseases result in anemia, a condition that leaves you feeling tired and weak due to a lack of adequate healthy red blood cells to carry sufficient oxygen to your tissues. Interestingly, variations in hemoglobin sequences, like with other proteins, may be adaptive. Hemoglobin has been found to adapt in different ways to the thin air at high altitudes, where lower partial pressure of oxygen diminishes its binding to hemoglobin compared to the higher pressures at sea level. Recent studies of deer mice found mutations in 4 genes that account for differences between high and low elevation populations. The genetic difference enables highland mice to make more efficient use of their oxygen. Mammoths too featured hemoglobin mutations that allowed for oxygen delivery at lower temperatures, enabling them to migrate to higher latitudes during the Pleistocene. Even Andean hummingbirds have been found to thrive in high altitudes, thanks to non-synonymous mutations in their hemoglobin gene, which results in the ability to bind oxygen in lower partial pressures. Birds' unique circulatory lungs also promote efficient use of oxygen at low partial pressures of O2. These two adaptations reinforce each other and account for birds' remarkable high-altitude performance. Hemoglobin adaptation extends to humans as well. There's a higher offspring survival rate among Tibetan women with high oxygen saturation genotypes residing at 4,000 meters. Natural selection seems to be the main force working on this gene because the mortality rate of offspring is significantly lower for women with higher hemoglobin oxygen affinity. While the exact genotype and mechanism by which this occurs is not yet clear, selection is acting on these women's ability to bind oxygen in low partial pressures, which overall allows them to better sustain crucial metabolic processes. In summary, hemoglobin, while crucial for oxygen transport in our bodies, can mutate and lead to various diseases or adaptations. Sickle cell disease and thalassemias are examples of diseases resulting from hemoglobin mutations. However, these mutations can also lead to beneficial adaptations, especially in high-altitude environments, as we've seen in deer mice, mammoths, and even humans. Indeed, the world of hemoglobin is a fascinating one, showcasing the extraordinary adaptability of life on this planet.